Hello, my name is Beatriz Martini, and today we're on day 2. Day 1 was all about noticing what's happening in your body, having a look what other people do, and if other people annoy us when they're doing things, maybe it's a reflection of what's happening within our own heads. Now that we understand that there is the brain and body connection, we can delve into the ancient times. Stress doesn't just live in your body, doesn't just live in your mind either. There is a connection between the brain and the body. When we've gone through a traumatic experience, it's normally something that shocks the body or strangles the body. And every time we get triggered, whether it be a smell, a sight, a sound, it throws us right back to when that trauma actually occurred. In Chinese medicine, worry means to strangle. You basically strangle the qi, the life force, the energy. It's like someone in a straitjacket that just keeps being squeezed more and more. So you're actually strangling your life forces out of you, literally. By the 4th century, the Chinese had discovered that certain emotions lead to certain outcomes, diseases, which they've called pathogens. For example, worry, it affects digestion. Anger affects the liver. If the blood is able to go into the liver at night, just think of our spirit as being able to go into this lovely, fluffy cloud and just snuggle in and fall asleep because everything is well in the world. But when there is anger, you can't have the blood going into it and creating that environment where our spirit can be housed and can sleep. That's why so many people have got insomnia. The lungs are about grief. My mother, as a young child, was taken away from her father. This created a lot of grief for her. She cried for her father. She cried for her little brother who'd been left behind in a different country. There were many things that were totally out of her control. And so she pined for her father. She pined for her brother, and she had respiratory problems which affected her heart, and she ended up with rheumatic fever as a very young child. She was close to dying, but as a 7-year-old who doesn't understand what's happening in the world, it affects us, and we carry that grief, that pain for most of our lives. Now, my mother passed away when she was almost 91. And through the whole of her existence, she had breathing issues and she had heart issues. Now, the two of them weren't put together. They didn't say, oh, well, this happened back in the day, so therefore it has carried forward. But today, we're much more aware of how thought influences the body. When you're happy, are the pains still there? Is it when you're sad that the pains are there? Also being aware of when something happens, it makes that connection so much more helpful for us. Modern science has been looking at monks for millennia. They wondered why they're able to do so many things and be so healthy and live for so long. When they had an EEG, because they meditate, they have alpha and theta brainwaves. And when you realize that we vibrate at particular frequencies, we are electromagnetic, then therefore it stands to reason that when the body is at its equilibrium and is under the appropriate frequency, then the body can go about doing its healing, doing its cleaning of all the dead cells, and carrying out the tasks that it needs to do, rather than spending and wasting energy into fanciful thoughts that take down the stress and strain. When we are stressed, we release cortisol, and of course, we have lots of inflammation. Cortisol is acidic. The body doesn't like to be in an acidic environment. It likes to be in an alkaline environment. And therefore, if you have a tendency to be in stress a lot, the body says, I know your trick. I'm going to store fat because I need the fat to return the body back into an alkaline state. Otherwise, the body will perish because because it needs to be at a particular pH. Different emotions are pathogens, and it attacks different organs, it attacks different meridians, and therefore we have dis-ease. Knowing where it comes from is your first step into awareness. Ancient times have told us and have given us the wisdom. It is up to us to reinstate this wisdom and use it on a daily basis so that we too can get back into equilibrium. So I will show you some tapping exercises that will allow energy flow throughout your body, because body likes movement. That's the only way that the meridians will ensure they do not stagnate. So tomorrow we'll delve a little bit deeper into how the stored emotions affect the body from a Chinese perspective. Until tomorrow, be safe.